Hello students. Okay, in the last session you understood what is demand. Okay, demand function, the law of demand and demand curve. So in this session, okay, let us deriving a demand curve from indifference curves and budget constraints. Okay, as this two diagrams in this question is very important. Okay, please try to understand. So deriving a demand curve from indifference curves and budget constraints. So here I have drew two diagrams. So let us take x2 commodities, that is bananas and mangoes. Okay, they are x1 and x2. Okay, m is the income of the consumer. Let us assume as m is the income of the consumer, and p1 and p2 are the prices of the two commodities. That is, p1 is the price of the banana and p2 is the price of the mango. So guys, here we have two diagrams. Okay, one diagram denotes, okay, here one diagram denotes the relationship between two commodities, that is bananas and mangoes. Okay, in this diagram we have used three indifference curves and three different budget lines. Okay, three different indifference curves and three budget lines. Okay, here we have drew a demand curve. So now let us understand with the help of this diagram or with the help of the indifference curves and budget line how we drew a demand curve. Okay, how did we draw a demand curve? So guys, here the two commodities bananas and mangoes. Okay, so the budget line here is A and B. The first budget line was A and B. Okay, so I drew indifference curve. This was our first indifference curve. Okay, and we learned in optimal choice of the consumer that the consumer has to select the bundle which is tangent to the budget line, So here is the first equilibrium point. Okay guys, here is the first equilibrium point. So it's the bundle of both bananas and mangoes. We arrived at the point here. Okay, the same point can be drawn on the demand curve. Okay, we can have a demand curve here. So guys, first here I have taken the x-axis as quantity of bananas and the y-axis as price of bananas. Okay, here we took the x-axis as bananas and y-axis as mangoes. Here is in this diagram there is a relationship between two commodities, that is bananas and mangoes, and in this diagram we have the relationship between quantity of bananas and price of bananas. Okay, so here the first point, okay, when the quantity is x bar 1, okay, x dash 1, you can call it as x dash 1, okay, the price will be p dash 1. Okay, first we arrived at this point, guys. Okay, first we arrived at this point. Okay, this is the quantity which is similar to this quantity. So here I have drawn a line here. So this quantity and this quantity are both the same. Okay, this quantity and this quantity are both the same. Here with the help of indifference curve and budget line we selected the bundle. Okay, here with the help of quantity and price we selected a bundle here. Okay, in the next budget line, okay, in the next budget line, when the price of the, just imagine here it was the price of banana, that is p dash 1. Okay, when the price of the banana is decreased to p dash 1, okay, decreased to p dash 1, the consumer can buy a further quantity of banana, that is x bar 1. Okay, can purchase another quantity of banana, that is x bar 1. We arrived at this point. Okay, we arrived at this point. So now this point can be derived here, guys. Okay, when the price of the banana, okay, when the price of the banana decreases, we understood that in the changes in the budget set, okay, the concept name changes in the budget set, the budget line moves steeper. Okay, the budget line moves steeper. Here you can see, guys, the point A. Okay, there is no changes in mangoes. Okay, there was no changes in the price of mangoes, but there was a change in price of banana. So the budget line moved a bit steeper. Then you got another indifference curve. The point which is tangent to the budget line was selected as the next quantity, that is x bar 1. can select it as the next quantity, that is x bar 1, which is exactly equal to this quantity. Okay, which is exactly equal to this quantity. Guys, getting my point? How are we deriving a demand curve with the help of the indifference curves and budget line? Okay, now when the price still becomes cheaper. Okay, the price of banana, okay, the price of banana still becomes cheaper from P dash 1 to another P1. Okay, to this P1. Okay, then the quantity of bananas consumed will increase. Okay, as states the law of demand, when the price decreases, the demand increases. The quantity of bananas, the quantity of demand for bananas increased. Okay, now from this point to this point, again there was a decrease in the price of banana. So this led to budget line to move still steeper. To move still steeper. So this was the first equilibrium point, guys. Next, when the price of banana became cheaper, okay, this was your budget line. Your budget line moved steeper and there was an indifference curve, and this was your equilibrium point. Okay, this was your equilibrium point with this amount of quantity. Here again the quantity has been increased, as here also the quantity increased. Again, when the price decreased from P dash 1 to another P1, okay, the budget line moved a still steeper. Okay, the still steeper. See, the first budget line was B, okay, the second budget line was B dash, and the third budget line was B double dash. Okay, there are three budget lines, guys. Okay, the price of banana still decreased to another P1. There was a movement of budget line till still steeper. Okay, where we arrived at a new equilibrium point. That point is exactly tangent to the indifference curve. So there, okay. As we study in the optimal choice of the consumer, the bundle which is actually tangent to the budget line on the indifference curve has to be selected as the optimal bundle. So this bundle as was selected, you arrived at a new point as another x1. Okay, another x1. So this point was equal to this point. Guys, getting my point? So with help of these indifference curves and budget line, okay, we drew a demand curve. We drawed a demand curve. Okay, again we can prove that the demand curve moves from left to right. It is downward sloping, and I have discussed in the last session why does the demand curve slopes downward. Okay, the first effect was price effect, second was income effect, the third one was substitution effect, and the last one was law of diminishing marginal utility. Okay, so you need to observe the diagram, okay, and understand how the indifference curves, the three indifference curves and the three budget lines helped to derive the 3 points on the demand curve. Help to derive the 3 points on the demand curve. Okay, guys, I hope you understood. Okay, let us end the session here. Okay, in the next session we shall discuss what are normal and inferior goods. Okay, what is supplementary and what is substitutes and complementary goods. Okay, and the next one, what is market demand curve. Okay, in the next session we shall discuss about these topics. Now let us end this session. Thank you, guys.